Hello, this is Naldo, and this is part 2 of a game I played in round 8 of the video chess tournament against an opponent rated 1803, and I was black, and this is the position where we left. And now we see here this pawn on e5 isn't very strong, because on this file there isn't a pawn to defend it, and on the other file there is a pawn, but it's blocked by this pawn, so it can't be defended. Now I had the idea of playing knight f7, because now I attack this weak pawn, and I also didn't believe that after bishop takes g takes I would have enough compensation on this g file for this very weak pawns on this very weak double pawns on the h file. Though I didn't believe he would play his bishop twice to take that knight, but attacking this weak pawn and also getting my knight more active because it was standing on the edge of the board. Now he played queen b3. Now I can't take here on e5 because this pawn is poisoned, because then he can take on b7. Because after knight takes e5, rook takes, knight takes, he takes on b7, and I would that would be checkmate. So that wouldn't be quite a good idea. Maybe a good idea for white is to take here on c6. Then I would take with my queen, and then something like queen e2 and bishop e7. And this is the line that Fritz recommends. And now we see that he has doubled his rook and queen here on this file. He has a nice post for his knight here on e4, and he can start an attack here on my king. But I might get my knight here on f5 and try to get some counterplay on the f file. So though white here has more pluses and he is standing better, I didn't believe that it really is as convincing as Fritz says, but because this continuation that Fritz gives, he says it's around +1, but I think that if black plays correctly, he might put up a fight and might get some counterplay, though white clearly is standing better. Well, now white plays queen b3, and I play g6, the idea that I may get a piece on h6, and maybe my knight going to f5, or this undeveloped bishop getting it to h6 and then exchanging it, and then my knight here is on h6 and it can go to the strong field f5. And the other idea, of course, is to get my bishop here to g7 and attack this weak pawns once again. Now I played rook e2, and I played bishop g7, putting more pressure on this weak pawn, but he defended it with rook e1, and that was the whole idea of rook e2. So now he has doubled rooks as defense, and normally doubling rooks is quite strong, but then it has to be on an open file and then infiltrate on the 7th or 8th rank. Then doubled rooks are quite good, but as defending it's quite passive. And now I played rook f8, getting my rook on the open f file, not only getting it on an open f file, but also putting pressure on this bishop on f3. We'll see why this is important soon. I played queen b5. And now we see why I played rook f8, because after knight e5 we have there's a continuation if he takes on e5. Now it isn't the pawn isn't as poisoned anymore, because now I can take on f3, and then he can try to be smart to take on e6, and then I take on d3 and I'm still the pawn up. So now knight takes e5 is possible because of the move rook to f8. Now I play bishop e4, and here I bishop takes c6 might as well be a good move, because of the knight takes he gets the pawn back. But now I freed the position a little bit, and now after his queen moving away and rook e8, I think black's doing fine, and but there aren't very much pluses for both sides, so I think a draw should be quite a possible conclusion of such a position. I played bishop e4, and now I played rook back to e8. It seems quite stupid to put it first on f8 and then on e8, but well, I had some time pressure, and maybe rook h to f8 first was better. And now I defended this pawn. The idea is to just defend this pawn here on e6. And now played bishop f4, putting some pressure on that e5 knight, because there also are these doubled rooks lying on this knight when this bishop goes away. I first played a6, and he played bishop, queen a4. Now there isn't as much pressure on b7 as first. If it goes to b3, then maybe knight g4, with the idea of after bishop f3 maybe going to e3. Then if he wants to win the pawn back, that's fine, but then he hasn't the bishop pair anymore, so it's also losing an advantage to win that pawn back. But he played queen a4 here, and I played rook hf8, attacking that bishop. And of course he's not taking the knight, because then he loses that bishop pair. He's going back to d2, and I played bishop, knight c to d8. The idea is of defending this pawn, and it's defending b7. And now I wanted to move this knight away to c6, and e5 then could be played, and then I have knight e6, and I have quite an okay position. I played queen a b3. Here I played my knight just back to c6, also stopping this bishop going to b4, which could have been an idea to put it on b4 and attack my rook, but now it isn't possible anymore. Now I play bishop f3, opening the scope for this bishop, for this rooks, and also a bishop is stopping this rook from doubling and then infiltrating. Now I played e5, and it gains some space, and this pawn, well, it's defended by two pieces, so it isn't as vulnerable as before. Now I played knight e4, and now he has some kind of octopus knight here in the center, eyeing to a lot of fields, so it's a very strong knight. So he definitely has compensation, though he's a pawn down. Strong knight and a bishop pair and doubled rooks ensure quite good compensation. And now I played knight e6, maybe going to f4, which is a strong field for the knight, a good outpost. And now he played bishop g4, pinning my knight. But now I just got played my other knight back to d8, defending it, and also defending this b7 pawn again. Now I played bishop g4, maybe wanting he wants to put some pressure here on the d8 knight, maybe wanting to take here at some point and then win this knight after playing c5. I played queen c6, stopping him to stopping any knight c5 moves, because then my pinned knight would be attacked twice, so that wouldn't be very good. And I played queen b4, and I didn't really get the idea of this move. I don't believe it's a very good move. So now I played queen b8 and I'm out of the pin. I thought that black here was doing fine. And he got back with his bishop to f3. Now I played queen b6, and I'm offering a queen exchange if he wants to, because when you're in time trouble, it's a good idea to exchange, because then the position is more simple normally to to play, and with not much time on the clock, that's quite a good idea. And he played bishop d2, so he didn't want to exchange queens himself. Well, okay, then I do it. Now I played my rook back to h8. It doesn't seem as a very good move, but I was in time trouble, as said, so that wasn't very good. The first continuation now is to take here on f3, but well, find this continuation while you're in time trouble, and but then you're a good chess player. But well, logically I didn't find it. He played bishop back to d2, so he got there to attack my rook, and now it's gone, and now he goes back. This seems not very strong. And I played my knight to c6. So now that bishop can't go back to b4, because if he goes back to b4, yeah, well, I take it. He hasn't a bishop pair anymore. And now he played b4 himself, but without queens, an attack on the king isn't always the best idea, because giving checkmate is very difficult without the queen on the board. So I didn't really believe in this attack. And I played b6. He played c4, but now I just played. He played c5. Sorry. And I played b5, just closing it here. And he just, I think he just thought, well, let's try something before the time control, because now we're on move 37. He played knight d6. Hoping I would make a mistake here, because that's quite possible, and still it isn't a very bad move, knight d6, but well, I just take, and after bishop takes c. Of course, not playing my rook to c8, that would be a huge blunder, because then he would have bishop to d7. Played my rook to d8. Now I take my knight. Yeah, I take my knight with bishop d5, but I got away, and he just got back. And now I played h6, stopping his bishop from ever coming to g5. And now we reached the time control, so he played rook f1, and I just wanted to exchange here now, because I'm just a pawn off. I played bishop e4, putting some pressure on my g6 pawn, but I didn't mind. I just took the opportunity to get on the open file with my rook. He closed it with bishop f3. Now I got back, because it was also attacking this pawn here. And Fritz thinks that bishop g7 with the discovered defense here would be better. But I just played rook e6. And he played bishop g4, taking my rook. I just got back, and now he has the opportunity to go to f2 and get on this open file. He hasn't got anything on this open file, because just play bishop g7, and well, all the fields he would want to go to here on this open file are defended. So I played bishop e1. Now played knight d5, and I have strong fields for this knight, so that's quite a strong knight there on d5. Now I played rook c2, and I played rook c7, maybe wanting to exchange his rooks. And here we agreed to draw,